Thanks, Martine, for joining today. Could you introduce yourself, say your name and your title?
Yes, absolutely. My name is Martine Kalau. I'm an author, speaker, and commentator on immigration practices and policies.
I'm really honored to be chatting with you today. Your story is an exceptional one, an inspiring one, a depressing one. It depends on what moment, I guess, you're looking at your story. It's filled with a lot of different emotions. And so I'd like to start from the beginning. Where were you born, and why did you come to the United States?
Yeah, great question. I was born in Lusaka, Zambia, and my mother and my biological father were from Democratic Republic of Congo, which was formerly Zaire. I came with my mother in 1985 to the United States because she was pursuing the American dream. We came as visitors to Maryland, actually, because most of her family, her sisters and brothers, were already here. They were established. Some of them were permanent residents, and some of them were American citizens. And I like to emphasize the fact that we came as visitors, not because it really should make a difference in whether or not there are rights for individuals like myself, unauthorized people, to remain in the U.S., but because I think people don't realize that the number one driver of the unauthorized or the undocumented population are actually people who overstay their visas. So, this story that we're hearing that it's predominantly individuals who are crossing the border, while that's true and that's contributing to the numbers, that's not the sole driver.
So you stayed in Maryland for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
Was that to be with family? Was it because of what you and your family were facing back home? Was it a combination of the factors?
It's probably a combination of the factors. I was 4 years old. So for me, I was just a normal kid, just trying to acclimate and assimilate to being in America. I think I remember seeing snow for the very first time, right, when I was in Maryland when I was 5 years old. So my mother probably came here, like I said, to pursue the American dream. Her siblings were here. Certainly there was civil unrest and has been in DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo, for over close to 3 decades at this point. And, I'm sure that there were the rationale was to also escape from that and for economic advancement and opportunities. So those were some of the reasons. My mother remarried an American born citizen, and I had a relatively normal childhood. I had a mom, a stepdad who was very much my father. Everything was relatively normal until things changed and the first shoe dropped in my life when my stepfather died.
Can you talk a little bit about that,
Yeah.
starting from that point with your stepfather passing and offering a little more detail about what your first years in the United States were like?
Yeah. I my first years in the US were it was wonderful. I mean, I look back at some of my report cards from school where it says, Martine is learning to grasp the English language. She's so excited about her understanding of the English language that she just can't stop talking, which was indicative of where I would be in my future.